long stick with a shotgun shell on the end of it.
Probably a trigger or something,
It
right?
had to have a trigger, you know?
Well, there you go.
It had to have a,
Trigger
well, no,
and safety.
you push it onto it.
Mhm.
So the trigger must like, maybe like that type of thing, you know? So yeah, that's what was dangerous. What if you like push up against a rock or something there and triggers on your foot?
Yeah, then you're in trouble.
You're in big trouble, because then you're gonna have a frenzy of all the sharks coming in. You
What
know,
is that?
I don't know how fast it reloads either. Bang stick. So yeah. I wish you guys would have remembered what I said. I'm trying to think about what I wanted to do. So I'm gonna do some. So we're going for position training. That's what we'll do. Yeah. So here, a little bit.
you still line up right in my space.
Sorry. I think I did it back. Missed a turn. Okay, so it's here. Um, here. Okay, so from here. two of those lines in reverse.
Yeah. I don't do reverse things in my but yeah. Those in there. Let's see who's going back.
I know what we should do. Take them through more of the lake.
Oh, yeah, we could do that. Yeah, we won't film that. Yeah. Let's wait till Moshe gets here.
Yeah.
And then we'll do position training. I was just thinking about it outside.
Is that what you said?
No, I don't know what I said. But position training, I think it has to do a lot with what you guys are doing, so it's a good thing to work on. And it's difficult. We've done it before, but that we can actually put on the class and get you guys to actually express your movements better, you know? Which is real difficult when it comes to, and it leads into the kicking that I want to do with you guys. As far as, and the blocking. Maybe that was it. Blocking. We did the blocking, right? What position training will work on? Okay. It's a good idea. Where did you end, Julia, on the 5-element form? Do you remember? You and Moshe are pretty much on the same page.
Nope.
No, he's still further.
A little bit further.
I'm not sure, but.
Yeah, I don't think he's much further. And Tim here, so he'll lose out on it. Tim's always been like, you know, off and on. You and Moshe are steady, so you guys are next in line. First level. So, what are you doing now, Alex?
Chapter 3.
Well, stop. Start working with her on the 5-element form now. Wherever she stopped, take her right from there. Just take her from there. Don't test everything out. We'll do all that. And that way, we'll get you further along, and maybe wherever Moshe is at, it's fine. So where did you stop at, Julian? Just work with him. And it's good for him to teach it.
This is me doing disappearance.
It doesn't look like it look as bad as everybody else doing it.
This is disappearance. Milking the cow. Oh, we should call it milking the cow.
Milk the cow. That would be the other form.
What comes right after disappearance?
And which part? This right hand is
I have that. Yeah, I stopped right after this part.
So,
So like this. Here.
yes.
Moshe said he's caught in traffic.
Of course.
Oh, I think excuse.
No, the south middle. If he comes from Highland Park. I'm not sure.
He just said he was on the
40
turnpike.
minutes. Oh, well.
The turn.
I didn't read it, I just saw traffic.
Okay, from here. Then we're going this way. Kick.
Any word from Lisa?
Kick.
I just texted her.
Then it comes up. Comes down.
She's late for everything.
It's like there's
So,
a hand here.
Hopefully she'll
Okay.
get here.
Come down.
Right.
Depending on how our head's doing.
Yes. Remember that?
Good.
And then. Over here.
Is it 3 of them?
3 of them in this direction. And then on the other side. Remember this?
Yes, that's exactly where I ended.
Okay. Back this way. And from here, we're going to be walking this way with these steps. Stab, 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 stab. And then we do 4 of those. And then we do these. These are inches.
Aisle suites.
I
Aisle suites.
believe it's
Yeah, I didn't bring my
these
water
punches
bottle.
on the stuffy.
That's the water. That a little bit.
Here we get around. Stab. I'm not sure if I did that right. But that's the basic sequence.
Okay.
So from here.
So you're back in the kitchen again? Yeah. How old is the people at the school? What grade level is it?
High school.
Oh, it's high school.
Pinch.
So do you ever serve the food?
And around.
Or it's just kind of like they just go online and you have to,
Rarely. I served like once.
just once you had to do that?
Yeah, like in the
Thumbs
last
on top. So
couple
reinforced.
months, 3 months.
So the ladies, right, they're mostly out there.
No, they got like
It's like a cafeteria.
student work study, students, and
For here,
They got what?
like
your
student
or
work study.
and then
Oh.
they come together.
That's pretty cool. I mean, so much has changed in that way. So you feed them in the work study? Hmm? Is that what that?
I like the kids who go there and then they also like work in the kitchen sometimes.
Oh, okay. That thing, you mean like the learning something?
Yeah, yeah. I think the.
No, I mean, like, I remember when I was in school, then you walked around with that tray, and sometimes you had the grouchy old ladies behind you. What do you want? I don't know what you got. It looks horrible.
Yeah.
Actually,
But
that's Indian thick.
That's.
You don't do anything like that. It's almost like self-serve, right?
These guys.
No, they serve the kids and
Oh, do
the
they?
teachers.
Wow.
This side. The line going this way,
It's fries first.
last first, then these guys,
Pinchers.
pinchers, and then it's the
Tight pinch.
tight pinches.
Hot pinch.
Hot
Painful.
Just making sure.
So. This is the thing that you do, right? It's not regular.
Vic does it, but I like it too.
Yeah, you can, it's just part of the, it's, if you want to add it.
Yeah, I got you.
And these are the stop kicks. Near enough. Just step back. You're basically in a 4-6. These are straight out.
They tend to do colors as well. And he's trying to do this.
That would happen.
Yep. One line this way, one line that way.
Done.
Do the. And then we gotta. Show the D's yet or no?
The B's?
Yeah, we step this way, we step that way.
No.
No. What are you doing?
After you do these guys here, we step this way, you do these guys here.
Oh, right, the B.
I call them D's, but I just think of the B step.
So you finish this way.
Right.
So you're full.
And. Are you ready?
You're full.
Here.
You're full. Sifu, Sifu, Sifu.
Dang, man, the shingles, this nerve part is so clean.
It's like someone just poking inside saying, Sifu,
That's living with you.
Sifu,
Deal.
Sifu,
Get them up.
Sifu.
Yeah. Then
Service.
we turn around.
No, it's
Maybe
like
lots
like
like
bone,
this.
you know?
What do you call these? I don't even know.
Hammers.
Hammers.
So-
They come down.
Yeah. Again, anywhere from here to here. It's the elbow properly that really does it this. I'm not doing this, I'm doing that. So see, I can also do it this way. That way. They come forward with both body, I'm not doing this. There.
Sitting over in the indentation. How is your shoulder and neck situation?
Better. I got a massage. One of the chiropractor today, so.
Keep going. Stop talking. Work.
Sorry.
Work.
Okay.
Damn.
So the dancing also in the club.
Do you know what that move's for?
Being in the club.
Club.
Clerk, but I think she's a club.
Club.
I think she's
Yeah,
having a screw.
when you're dancing in the club. Then everyone's like, oh my god, can I get your number? Your dance moves are so good. And I'm like, stop it, guys. You're embarrassing me.
You're about to see what that move's for.
It's for hurting Alex.
So the important part is that drop.
Mhm.
Also for hitting the
It's when I miss bringing my big club in. You know, the club that I have.
Okay, so do like 4
I
weights
used to walk around with this.
as you're walking forward.
Same foot, same arm, or opposite?
No, this one you actually just walk normally, and these.
Yeah.
You can shimmy if you want with the two. You do like a couple of shimmies, you do a couple of regular steps, kind of move forward.
Usually just do regular steps.
Yeah, that's what I normally do as well, but I know you can't add like, you want to just shuffle strap or get the stance and look at, you can do all those things as well. There's no one set way, but I do the same. That's what I do.
So you do a couple of these, and then you do a couple of reverse punches, right? Same idea.
No, yes, no.
Yes and no?
Sifu explained it to me a little bit differently the last time we did it.
Okay.
So it's about the shoulders and the elbows, right? So when I'm throwing these punches, it's not just like, right, the idea is also how you're...
You do practice this, don't you?
Yeah, but I don't know if it's correct.
But it's also about how you're pitching that, like, see how I can kind of... The first time... Huh?
I'm Julie, I'm talking to you.
So the first time I learned it from him, he was kind of really emphatic about like keeping the shoulder almost in line with the fist in line with the shoulder. So it's almost like someone's grabbing your arm and pulling it out this way. But then when you showed me the last time was that you can also start to add pitches and angles. So it still has the same motion, but it also comes from different. So you can start adding different angles to it, right? So you can
Are you talking about the step punching?
Yeah. Right, where you can pitch it, right? So you can see how it comes from all these different angles. It still follows that same design of straight out from like so from
Straight
here.
out from the shoulder.
So see how it kind of comes
The
straight out.
elbows, but it comes out, it comes out even.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Oh, I see.
and they
So
all-
they're up here, they're not up here.
So I'm not doing
Yeah,
this
yeah.
like that, right? So
It's
see how
just
it's
come
going
across.
Across.
Hitting your hip.
No, they just have to let it come down.
Right, so even as you're walking, you're still hitting the
first
first
space.
That makes sense.
So the
Yeah,
elbows
so the
are
energy
all
goes
different
around.
angles.
Yeah, with each design,
You used to use your elbows also. you can
you're
also
hitting
use your-
consistently the same way.
Okay, I see.
So not like I'm throwing one punch here, the second throw the other punch.
Yep.
here, right? One
So
punch
there's
here.
these.
So you have that
That's at
full
the end.
angle, then you do
These.
this, like here. Yeah, right, and you go start adding angles to it, so you start doing this one.
I wouldn't really worry about getting her to do that properly because none of us do it right.
Yeah.
So we'll get there through the training, you know, to break.
But I'm just getting the gross motions in that.
Yeah, just give her the gross motion. Because basically that's all you
No,
guys are
it's
still doing,
even.
is the gross
Yeah.
motion.
Let's say my movements are pretty gross.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
let's
so we'll get you guys going.
Okay, going this way.
Go on this way.
Could do it
Wait,
right
how
now
do we get
if
here?
you want to. I mean, I mean-
What's my name?
Well, then let's start at the beginning.
No, we did the beats.
The beats.
We'll just have to do maybe more holding.
Yeah, I probably won't
Turn around.
throw it just because I don't want to.
It,
Just getting it this.
Yeah, but also
Don't
the
give me that.
punches of an indeterminate variety.
And then just these guys again.
She makes, I don't know.
This stuff.
She's so scattered. She's scattered.
Do like 6, 7, 8 of these. Then here,
She's so scattered.
come together. And we do
Leaves before a
backwards.
storm, people. Leaves before a storm. You stop just whirling around in the air.
Are we talking about me while I'm trying to learn?
Find your kick.
Don't think about it too
How
much.
much is this?
In fact, don't think about it at all. In fact, don't think.
Yes. Back here.
My hamstrings hurt.
Such a very
I mean, look, Sifu, I have no problems throwing these punches and opening up my
And
guts
from
and
here,
all over
this
everybody.
one is just going up, back, up, back. That's a lot of form for right now.
Are you sure that part's necessary? Like, maybe that line?
What line?
All the kicking backwards.
But that particular kick, I put a guy over a bar kick, over a bar.
She's just, her butt hurts a lot.
I'm just always trying to
Don't you want
take
to-
out movers I don't like.
That's it. Just aim it deep.
Dean. I love Dean.
Next time, try to punch me in the butt.
I made up Vivian.
Sure.
We're doing what you told me, Sifu. Training.
Vivian.
Or,
Yeah. Do what you can.
Julia. Again.
Okay.
From the beats. Actually, no, from here.
I think I gotta start getting rough with these guys. A little harder. With some different type of training.
This way. Thighs.
How long before your fingers healed up, Vic?
I don't know. It's in a couple of days. I should be.
Oh, okay, so by next
Consider-
Monday you'll be ready to go.
Yeah. So a couple of days I should be considerate of it.
And you can do as many of these as you want. And punches. Stuff. Find a kick.
Those are straight back kicks.
Yep.
So your foot's not turned this way.
I know, it's hard. It's hard for me to do without turning the hip. Because my hips are bad.
Straight. That's so straight. Just like me. So straight. Nobody would ever know.
Okay, and then up, kick.
These are all just supposed to be straight back.
And the foot's supposed to be not this way. I mean, it could be angled a little bit, you know, because depending on what hip still is, this way.
And
So
then
your ankle is locked. It's locked so your foot is kind of pointing down towards to the earth. That's a little bit there. It's a lift kick. Or a very dense hip kick.
I think about cows and donkeys when I think about that kick, because they kick the same way.
Yeah. I used to call it the donkey kick.
Donkey kick.
And when I did floor fighting, I used that kick a lot.
It's actually a form I was watching where this one girl was doing, she brought those kicks into the game in the form work. Salat,
See that?
yeah. I was like, oh, that was pretty cool. You know, she did it right.
remember where Moshe stopped at all?
No. So you do two
I think I
where
can do
your
back kicks.
On this here, right? This is where he stopped.
you do two where your feet are together, one comes up,
Right,
Back
just all
kick.
these back kicks.
and then two where you're
Already
already
on
in
stance.
stance.
I just
This comes up.
turnpike traffic, so
Yeah. And then you come into that stance.
that's it. I'm here.
Or when
So this left kicker
okay,
steps back.
and you're already in the stance, then up, kick again. That's it.
Form.
What's next? Take her further.
Further, that was a lot.
It's not enough. Take her further.
Okay.
Keep her going.
Do that one more time though.
That way, if Moshe comes wherever he's at, Vic thinks he may have ended where she was at.
No, it is where he ended.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, back kicks.
With that kick, right?
No, I moved back kicks last time we looked at.
Did you do both lines of back kicks or just one?
Oh, yeah, squat back kicks is where I ended.
Alright, then
Maybe we'll stop it there.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll stop. You know what's next?
Yeah.
What's
Although, again, never remember how to, it's here, and then this thing, right?
Yeah, it's here, here. So we come up this way, and this way.
So,
It's just
elbow?
Elbow, it's all just hammer hits, just however you want. But it's really coming down. Gives you that down motion for the grab move. So basically that's kind of just, you know, just a cool move, you know. But the idea of scraping and hitting and stuff. So you can go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, you know, just, yeah, that's it. It just ends this way.
And then these,
Yeah, and then it's the grab and just hook it.
Good. Okay. So you end on this leg here. From here, you turn around, and then this comes like a hammer. 3 of them.
Ends this one.
Oh, ends this way.
That's what sorry, I was watching.
Across.
One, all here. 1, 2, it's all hitting.
Okay.
Not
So
up here,
then,
not by your right. Yeah.
Turned, is it just turned
it's always,
directly?
no, it's always an open.
No, hit.
Oh, hit like this.
First one's a hammer.
Hammer.
Here, so
Yeah.
kind of pitched. Last one, down.
All the way.
Okay. You can stop her there, just take her to that, that way we'll give her a setup for the
Okay,
next
so
row of back kicks if you like.
hammer, set up, all the way down. And then from here,
I'm
Here,
gonna hurt my knee on that one.
here, here, your feet are together.
so your feet come together on the last one?
That one,
Okay, I thought kicking together with this.
no, they're already together to start that.
Gotcha, alright. So you're here? No,
So
just
it's
kick.
all like in motion.
So,
Hit, after you put this in, boom, and the last one, boom, you're down.
okay,
Yes.
then from here,
And don't bend. It's forward, you're looking forward.
then from here,
And
open
lower.
hands,
Or lower,
low.
yeah, yeah, when you do this hit, boom, down,
Alright.
lower.
Hands here,
There we go, it's a little bit better, right?
then grab with the energy right here. Then from here, back kick.
Let's stop. That's good.
Done that.
Okay, stop. That way you got to set.
From there, you basically be doing the same back kick sequence, but close to the ground like this.
So why don't you just practice it a little bit for me? You got it. Okay, don't practice with intensity, just practice to get the move. You know? And maybe the next, to remind me, somebody remember, the next class what we'll do is we'll just work on elements of, aspects of how to express this movement, since we did a whole thing on form expression.
Elements and aspects of how to express this movement. I'm looking at you and saying that, so you remember too. And then if I'm like, Sifu, you didn't say anything, you'd be like, yeah, you look right at me, you
Basically, we
said.
just gotta go through the form, you know? But we'll start I'm just getting a little tired of just always going through the beginning, and you guys not getting it right. So, we may have to go through the beginning of the form.
Elements of aspects of how to express that movement. That movement being right before you do the back kicking part, the second line of back kicks where you're like down low. I haven't learned that yet, but maybe
We're not doing it. You're going on and on and on, it's just really, we're just gotta practice the floor. So we're gonna take it from the beginning and go
All I
for
need
the
was the
floor
one sentence.
I got 15 seconds.
and then show you how to use it. Right? We keep going from the beginning.
You see the
Cleans it up a
Sifu?
little bit.
The student is like trying to kill one of your Sifus.
You see, you should be able to defend yourself.
Yeah.
That's not the point.
Defend yourself.
Yeah, run to the phone booth.
Can I sit?
I-
Yeah.
You had this before?
I'm gonna go and get some water, and I guess I'm not gonna wait for Moshe anymore, we'll just get started.
Ratio, I have a ratio fusion with been going for like 4 years because I filmed it about 4 years ago. And where is it? Still in the pantry. Full of ratio. I mean, it's just a tincture, it'll just infuse on the toilet.
Julia, practice your form.
I am.
You two shut the hell up and leave her alone.
You did, I
Stop
did
talking.
it. I did it so
What the hell's wrong
fast.
with you guys?
I did it-
Practice,
I
you're
did it
here to
so
practice.
fast.
No, practice.
These come from outside in?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
No, these are stealth.
And then I'm gonna have my right foot forward. Wait, oh, my left foot forward. I guess it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter because the feet come together.
Right.
Four?
More.
Was that like, no? That was the pieces.
That was good. Alright, practice that. You got it.
driving?
It was okay. I had to go to Philadelphia today. And I got to go again on Wednesday because I was out trying to do last week's vote.
Did you go to that country? Sorry, I was over there.
Where'd you go?
I was in Ecuador.
Ecuador, cool.
For vacation or just?
Yeah, dude. Nice. What was that? Rip. Very cool place.
Where'd you go?
I stayed in like the central region of the country. It's really not, it's not such a small place. Like it's not a big country, but it's not a small amount, so it takes a while to get around. But, yeah, I was in the mountains the whole time.
So when did you leave? How long were you there?
I was there for the whole week. I was there from Sunday to Saturday night. Sunday morning to Saturday night.
Nice.
You feel like that was enough time to like see the whole country, or?
No, not at all. Like each part of the country is an entire 2-week long trip on its own. Because there's the coast, there's the Amazon, then there's the mountains, the Andes, and then there's like the north, the Andes, central, and south.
Peru's the same way.
Yeah, Peru, I mean, it's even crazy.
I think
Peru mountains are so high that you
For the position train.
You go up and down and see the mountain, you're in.
And then you practice on your movements.
And it's high enough that they got snow too, and they're not so close.
Position
where, like, there's no snow, like,
Yeah.
it's all too close to everywhere, even though it's so high.
No shame. You got a call?
Oh, yeah.
I hope that one.
I'm gonna set it up over there today. Did you upload the video? Yes.
No, I don't know what
That's the
Two
charger.
times.
I was like, I cannot. Yeah, it's probably something wrong.
What's that?
I'll show you 2 times.
It's the charger.
That's an AirPods case. Wireless earbuds.
Oh, it's wireless. Earplugs.
You should check out the ones that we see. They're called shocks. They don't go in the ears, they go here. And they don't go into the ear. So you actually hear.
But then they're not like
Outside.
jamming your ear.
Yeah.
It's also not,
But
they're not good for your ear.
when you use them
No,
properly,
they really are.
they're
You
basically.
can't like
it's
actually
not
have
like
them in for so
this.
long,
It's
like playing at a high volume.
Or you could bring them inside out as well.
Which one are you doing? So don't
Alex, what do you have to say about that?
this one.
Ah.
What do you have?
Yep, okay, so then
They go either way. They're not.
One
It's
here,
not
one
this.
over
It's
there.
this. You're hitting into something. So they're all the hits are going like forward.
Okay.
So it's not like you're. Yeah.
Go to video.
Yeah. It's that dropping motion where your power moves from. So like your hands are up. I'm not doing this, this,
Never.
that.
This.
Even that wasn't great because I kind of forced it from the shoulder. It's kind of yeah. So it comes up. You can see how I can use my forearm, my hand, my elbow, part of that. Right. But down motion.
How come? I guess when you use tables, it's just like your guidelines.
It's kind of a better version.
Yeah.
Come at it.
One of the things there, I just didn't get the door. Everything except the door was gonna shut.
Alright, yeah, same right now.
It's just the
I
only
guess
thing
it's-
that comes, it drops, right?
Can you still see me?
Yeah. Can you
It's
come right
tight, it's
ahead?
real tight.
I
Yeah.
want to see a wall point and I can't see your legs.
It's right on top of the person. You can hit with the elbow too, so if I want to, it goes.
To the head. Oh, yeah, the head of the table.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can hit you with that. The elbow shot.
Yeah, maybe this is better. It's better to zoom out of the because then I can see your legs.
Alright.
Which I guess depending on what. Okay. Let me zoom in.
It just. Pretty small.
I'm coming in. That was a move. That's what we'll be doing. That you could take, but it's just so hard to grasp it. It's so much easier to teach the kid. So, but for you guys, you need to not be so wide with your movements. It could, all the subtleties that have to come in and come in on your attack. So if we're moving here, my subtlety is here. So from here to here, so now I came in this, and I'm coming in. It's just, right? And don't forget, you're on the attack too. You know what I mean? You're coming at, that's where we get more into the more realism of it, which we'll be doing. Okay? So the idea of that, hopefully, you guys stop hitting each other, all right? All right, go ahead, guys. So you gotta also not be so flamboyant with your moves, okay? Short. Look at the person's body that's in front of you. You're fighting a shadow demon. Now you've got a real life shadow demon in front of you and you're moving against it. It's better. It's better. Now, come on, guys, get present, just like in the beginning of the form. You guys have a hard time knowing yourselves, right? Expressing yourself. Always having something else do it. You know? I think it's the one thing that really makes people like that do sports and stuff better. The better they express themselves, the better they move, like basketball or football. And there's always that one, players that just seem to outgun the other players. They have speed and running and stuff, but they express themselves well. Or fighters too, right? Same way. Like Sugar Ray, Ali. Under Tyson, as bad as he was, you had to fight that guy's ear. Right? There's always somebody bad or mean. Right? I like what Tyson did. Went street. I just went street. That's fun. Keep your hands constantly moving. Just like in the beginning of the form. They should not stop. You're constantly leading out the weaver, guys. They don't stop. And you're setting up with your hands, they become like cockroaches looking through the dark to find their way through their intents. Your hands become your intents. Right? And you strike with them. And then the other person goes, try to loosen up your movement. It's there and it's in you guys, you're just not bringing it out. You're doing a little bit better as you loosen up. Right? Where your strikes are coming from. You should have power. Right? The strikes are coming in and out. Remember we talked about in the form work about the floating coming back. The motion, the movement on your back motion. So when you talk about combat, most combat is going to be very violent, and you're mostly either going to be dealing with a person that's equal to you or outguns you. You're going to be fighting Andre the Giant. Somebody who has, hard bodies to hurt. Or they're going to be on cocaine, ecstasy or something. That bath stuff. Bath salts. Yeah. So you got to be dealing with all different types of elements. And each person, when they're fighting,
is the one that always makes people really just go off.
That's the one
they just go off. This person, so you got to really start practicing.
95-pound people on PCP, you're just like,
I've seen some wild, small guys just beat up giants violently. And pull out things, their knives and stuff like that.
Sifu, most of the time, the guys I find that take PCP, they're humongous. Every time. I don't know why. I'm like, why? You're like 300 pounds.
You're telling me that one story about you kind of walk up a little bit, right? Went on the staircase. Your friend. It was you, right? That he was just a big guy and he just
You knew him from
pushed
high
around a
school.
little bit.
Oh, I want to prove you through the door.
I don't know if he was through the door or not, but he just didn't.
Oh, yeah, no. He was
That's
big.
better, guys, but you gotta see where you ran out of range, right? See how your range is getting into. Do you really want to be grabbed by Moshe? Right? So you've got to keep your range, guys. You got to keep your range. You got to always know where your footwork is. All right, let's switch partners a little bit. So you can see this is a little bit difficult, but you're not doing bad.
By the way, I have an idea of what I want to talk about.
Yeah. 5 minutes.
We can roll for a little longer, maybe a 15 or a 10 minute thing too. But I have an idea.
Don't forget, are you ordering sushi tonight?
Yep, I got the alarm set.
Vicky, whatever you're talking about, you got to be careful about your finger.
Yeah, no, it'll work with this.
Okay. All right, so let's change this up a little bit. Now, you guys are going to do what you're doing because we're getting you into free movement. So this is gonna be hard, guys. So this is the kind of training I wanna get you into, but also I can't do it today. Would be with form fighting and stuff like that, which we could do here. So a lot of this stuff will be closed. You know, we won't be showing. The other stuff we will be, so we'll just have to go back and forth. Because this is hard. This is really hard. So what you're gonna do now is you're coming out with your strikes. As you're moving here, both of us are gonna be moving this way here. You've gotta be looking at it, and when the person strikes, you've gotta be bringing your blocking into it. Right? How you gotta move. Whether it's body blocks or how, remember your whole body blocks. So it'll give you some idea what, but you're not gonna be reaching out to the block, it's just all here. So the guy that's attacking you gets to really kind of work off of it. You guys understand what I'm saying? Okay, let's do it. Okay. So you know, you just kind of mock blocking. Mock blocking. It's not like you have a hit. Yeah, mock. You just have to understand where your block is. And now both of you don't know. Both of you are doing this.
Or both,
You're both doing it.
but it's only one person blocked.
Only one person attacking.
Okay.
All right.
Try not to get into it.
We're both doing what, but only one person
We're both
is
doing stealth movements,
So one person
Okay.
but one person is blocked.
Right,
Got
but
it.
you're both looking.
You
So-
block all the time.
All right, so give me an example, right? If Alex is out here and he's gonna do the one strike, I'm here, you see? I'm seeing where my movement is, you see? Where I'm already at the block by not even doing anything.
Got it.
Yeah, and what's gonna happen to him in real life is the kick's gonna come up and do the thug kick. He's just gonna take out his intestines. All right, so you can start to see, so I really want you guys to kind of use your brain with the mod blocking to see where you're at. And also, you know, they get the to channel their hits and strikes. You guys got the idea, you see what I'm saying? So you don't want to get out there and you want to fight. You know, you want to be very, you know, playful. You know? Play with God, the warrior's path. That's what you guys are doing throughout your whole life. Right? God's too complicated. I love about it. It's just there. Go ahead, guys. Start to play with it. Loosen up. But don't go crazy. You gotta keep it tight. You see, Alex, how your footwork so wide. Right? Right? You gotta move based on what your opponent is doing. These are kind of cool.
A little bit of training AEDs. Paul's taking them apart probably because the wire got disconnected a little bit. And wants to fix this right. Yeah, so these up here, and they're sensors, actually, these are these in position. They have these little sensors on them. So right here, see that?
Oh.
Well, actually, read it's on the person. So sometimes the pads wear down over time.
Oh, so these are just stuff that he's actually, when he teaches the class.
Yeah, these are some training. So they slap the pads on the anything. The pads can actually tell if they're stuck down now.
Oh, okay. So there's something going on that's trying to fix it.
Yeah. Or maybe just,
Be expensive.
yeah, or maybe just replacing the pads by replacing this on the machine.
Yeah.
And there's this guy. This is the real one.
Yeah. That's the one you were showing me.
Actually, these pads are on tape too. Yeah, it's a lot of money too.
Yeah.
And this small, it's
What
hard
is
to
it a
find.
lot? What is such a freaking?
I mean, it's a lot less money than it used to be. It used to be like $12,000. Now they're like $1,500.
Supposed to bring it down a little bit because the technology is made.
They're easier to sell. When they were $12,000 when people were buying them from hospitals, they're $1,500 everyone, you know, supermarkets, probably one that's going somewhere.
Oh, yeah, we got one in our supermarket, but the big one.
Yeah.
It's like big. I switch partners. And then you're going to do your little
Yeah.
talk. So if you guys just loosen up a little bit and just become more playful, you do a lot better with it. Don't be so serious with it. So the purpose of this class is you guys keep moving, is just to get you guys to express your movement better. You have to connect with it. So the beginning part of the class, and what we talked about in the last class about moving through the ether with the souped up Tom Toohey, you really need to have presence of mind when you're doing things without the seriousness. You need to be more playful and yet also be rewarding. They gotta come together. Now you see where you're not moving. You're just like you're like a I don't know what you're like.
opposite end of the spectrum. Right here.
Yeah. That is doing okay. See, that's good. He's doing all right. Alright. Too much excess. Not enough floating. And this is stuff that you're all learning. I think this is a good exercise. You know, one I just made up now. Like trying to get you guys to just kind of express your overall body movement. You know? Like when you move, it's all shoulder. You know, never coming from your center. You're still like moving from your shoulders. You're not discovering.
I don't like moving from my shoulders.
Oh, I know.
From my shoulders. I don't like moving from my shoulders.
Yeah, so that's where this is really going to help training. And the form book too, it's all there. It's all there for you guys to use. And that's nice, right? You see how you're getting playful, you're coming out there, you're expressing. That's the art. That was not bad there, O'Shea, you know? There's glimpses there. You want to try to be more steady with it, not excess movement. So remember, you're always studying your opponent. All right, now switch again. Somebody you didn't work with the next group, and then you go to talk.
I think we all work with each other.
Yeah, but we didn't do this yet.
Yeah.
Ben's doing very well. So try to get that idea, that movement, Julie. Okay. So Julie, you're like, I don't know, you look like you should be in a go-go bar. Right? Right? Look, this is what you're doing.
Okay.
Here, get your body into it. Get your whole being into it. The essence of everything you are. Bring it out. Well, that's the whole idea of what you're practicing. You're ready to fight. What are you going to talk today about there? You know?
Yes, I do.
Just a little bit more.
Yeah, let me do that.
Because I got him doing this, I think it's good.
Doesn't need to be long. You just need to go through it.
Okay, stop for a second. I'm going to do one more thing. No shit. You and you all out on the floor. Yeah, get out on the floor, face each other like you're fighting. Then out here. Alright? So, doing this movement and expressing this movement, the two of you are attacking them. Okay? And then you're going to move around a little bit. Engage how your movement's going to go, right? Now there's no right or wrong here. This is an idea of getting multiple opponents coming at you, getting an idea of getting them, hopefully bringing some freer movement. Then I picked you first because you were moving the best, all right? So you want to keep up with that. Don't change what you're doing, all right? So you want to understand what's happening here. The fighters want to maintain, like you guys are on the attack, you have to keep your attack on. Right? Don't bring any stupid strategy where you're circling around your other opponent trying to do something like that, because that would just lead to death if you were doing anything. Right? Just stay on, keep yourself going, because you're trying to work with your opponent. When I say switch, all right? When I say switch, I'll say, you know, Alex. And that means, Alex, you're being attacked. All right? Okay? You guys ready? Go. Keep that movement. Right? So that as the person is being attacked, you want to see where your arms are always at as opposed to the blocking. And you got to strike. Yeah, you got to strike. You got to not 2% feel better, but not striking, you're doing all right. So watch your positioning, where you're striking from. Right? The person's circling around. Keep moving, guys. Keep moving. Keep moving. Doctor Who now gets attacked. Attack him. It's right in there. No stop, no pause. Getting that whole idea of what I want to see. All right, Julia. You want to get out there and do this? Okay? Yes? No? When I used to do this with the other guys, it was just so fun. And then I would just have guys jump in. You jump in.
Watch out for the camera.
You know, All right, crochet.
My technique too.
Yeah, it's the same thing. You're just coming into what you're coming into. You gotta be aware of everything that's around you, too. What's going on in that space around you, all that's coming in. It's a good workout, too.
Yeah. I'm kind of annoyed I can't move around that much today.
Yeah, it tires you out. It's a whole different. Okay, stop for a second. Not bad, guys. Julie, get out there now. Come out there. Let's have. Good. You guys see the most winded, not less winded. So let's stay out there now, Julia. Just for the last part of it, they're attacking you. What about your glasses?
Just
saying. I'm going to tell you why you get winded too. Okay? There's a.
You take a good side on tap, that's why.
Tell you guys not to breathe with you.
Shouldn't you know this by now? You should know this by now.
Yes.
You ready?
It's good though, right? It's good. It's good that you like you feel that. Yeah. You did really well. Please with how you started. So basically, you may be able to stay in the process, but your power, can't lose that power in your sales. You know.
I have no depth perception that I last time, so if I hit you, I'm really sorry.
Don't worry about hitting the
City, she's hit them too.
I'm trying
They
really
both
hard.
deserve to be hit, you know? Okay, all right, that's good. All right, so you get an idea what he's got to talk. All right, so one thing I wanted to talk about is combat. True combat is a little bit different. It's a different type of endurance. Maybe you get a different respect for those guys that are out there fighting 8 rounds, right? Fighting 8 rounds and they're doing what they're doing. And then you get to understand they start out strong and they start losing steam because that's the normal thing. You can't do that in combat. But in combat, you shouldn't have to be that battle. You shouldn't last that long. So here you want to try to keep, how you do that is also the breathing that we do, but you want to try to not let your air out. Right? Your air has to recycle into here. So I'm going to show you a form of breathing that's going to help you with that. Right? And how you got to express that. But when you're moving, it has to be, so your breathing should always be like this here. But when you're moving, it's coming out quick and stuff because you're getting caught up in it. Right? So you, again, at the beginning of what we were teaching presence of mind. So when you got out here, you're moving a little bit, it's the challenge of it, but you're losing your stepping, you're losing your foreground, you're losing the different things that are coming out there. You know? So I wanted to give you a little taste of that, and you guys are doing very well. You know, you're doing well. So you're getting a whole idea of that, different things. Now, how this will help you is what we did in the beginning here, how I tell you. So when I'm practicing, my breathing is correlating with my body movement. Right? The only time I run out of breath is when I'm teaching and doing it, because it's just difficult to talk and do it. Right? It's all here. It's all here. If it's got to be that breath, it stays inside, in here. Let's go. Doesn't come out. Stays inside. Right? Plus it's more self. So when you're practicing the forms, when you start moving that, you bring that into it. My breath was held right to this last moment. Right? It's just all coming in, just playful. So now, you know, when you practice your form, you're moving in the form, right now you guys have to be specific. But once you start getting it, you can really kind of add more of your personality, your design to it. Okay? All right, Vic, so we want to talk about whatever we're going to talk about. Go ahead. We'll end it. It should take us right to 9. Yeah.
Sure. I'm going to turn off my alarm. So I want to go off.
Is there water outside?
Huh? Yeah, there is. There's a little,
I'll show you.
Is that a container?
Oh, no.
There's cups there. I'm going to drink from a cup.
All right.
Let your cup runs over with the hill sauce.
Can I take off my knee? No problem.
Yeah, you know.
Dun, dun, dun.
These sleeves are not.
How'd you like going out there against 2 people that were rough? Where you go?
We're having fun.
Yeah, but it's fun. It is fun.
I could deal with one person for that last one, but the depth perception issue to be this way was so funny. I truly had no idea if my hands were going to connect or not. I was like, oh no.
All right. Turn off the alarm, so it should be good. Don't worry about that for now.
We're rolling.
Oh, okay. So what I want to talk about today's video, a little bit of training advice. Watching Sifu discuss things today kind of got me thinking a little bit about how to help translate a lot of the practices and things that you can use. I think it's easy to get overwhelmed, regardless of whatever martial art you do, right? And I've trained a lot of different styles and different systems, and one thing that I've found across these different styles is having a set of consistent practices that allow you to work directly on what the material is trying to teach you. So for systems within systems, having the ability to just work on it directly. I think a lot about the idea of Zen koans, right? At least the way the mythology is I read it, or the way the purpose of them, what they were for. So for those of you who don't know, Zen koans are from Zen Buddhism, we have these poems, right? The koan is a poem. And what these poems were for, supposedly, right? When the monks, the initiates came into the temple and they were being trained to become fully fledged monks, they were given a poem, right? And a lot of these koans are kind of nonsensical, right? They ask these really abstract questions, or they contain these really, really bizarre metaphors. And they don't make a lot of sense initially. But each initiate was given the poem, and they were told, your job is to now understand what this poem means. And so the purpose of that exercise, that challenge, wasn't necessarily for you to understand the poem, right? The poem, understanding the poem in and of itself wasn't purely the goal, right? The point was that in order to understand this abstract or nonsensical piece of wisdom, right, you had to spend a lot of time thinking, a lot of time meditating, and approaching from different angles, and looking for inspiration in different areas. And what that did is it taught your brain to expand, right? To challenge your perspective and to expand your ability to view and interact with this piece of literature, right? And eventually, the monk would come to their own meaning, their own understanding of this wisdom, and then they were able to express that. When they could express their understanding, that was when their teachers or whatever, the senior monks, recognized that this person had achieved a level of understanding. So in your practice of your form, in the practice of your movement, it's the same thing, right? People get too caught up, and I see this a lot. People get very caught up in discrete understanding, right? So if you're practicing a form, for example, right? You see this movement here, you're like, okay, this is a block, right? And that's what people think about when they practice. And that's helpful, right? It's helpful to have some sort of specific idea or specific movement, right? That concreteness, especially at the beginning level, gives you something to work towards. But this is kind of like a koan. All your forms, all the movements, whatever drills and exercises you do, it's not about practicing the movement themselves. It's about all of the training and all the diligence that it takes for you to start to understand and develop these movements. These movements exist to challenge your body and your movement, right? To help you expand your mind and your understanding of what it is that you're doing. So bringing this to practice, right? This is the point that I'm trying to get to. I can talk abstract philosophy all day, but the idea is, how do you take this and make it? And the best way to do that is for it to come into simple execution of movement. I think people get very carried away in trying to do big picture stuff. And what I want you guys to think about is, whenever you're training or whenever you're practicing, to have something simple, whatever it is. It can be any movement, it can be any exercise, any drill, coming from whatever background that you're coming from, right? Like I said, I've done probably a dozen different martial arts, right? I've trained in lots and lots of different systems. Some of them very seriously for a long time, some of them just to kind of see how they do things and learn ideas and kind of pull concepts away. But whatever art that you practice, pull simple things out of it, right? Very basic exercises, right? Whatever you're working on, movement or practice, like, think about what it is you're actually doing. So one of the big things we do in systems is center. right? But center, again, right, it's a way for you to focus your lens, kind of narrow your understanding, right? There's that old Bruce Lee quote that, again, is itself from Zen philosophy, right? Which is point your finger to the moon, but don't focus on the finger, right? Or you'll miss all that heavenly glory. This is kind of the idea here, right? When you start practicing the movement, let it challenge you a little bit. I think people rush to try and tell the movement what it is. Like, okay, this is supposed to be a block. When you practice this movement over and over, maybe you'll be able to use it as a block. But the point isn't, at that point is you stop learning. Because now you're trying to explain what the movement is, instead of just feeling the movement and practicing the movement. So, simple, right? Just a very, very simple one. Just to show you what I'm doing. So if I take a very basic exercise, just here and throwing a punch. I'm not even going to throw the punch. I'm going to go through it slowly. So I want to settle down. From this starting position, the things that I'm doing, I'm feeling myself settle into my stance. I'm feeling myself settle into my movement, right? Going back to that center, right? I'm trying to pay attention to where my structure is and how I'm engaging with that whole thing. So now when I throw these punches, all I'm thinking about is I'm feeling my movement out. So I'm going from here, right? Feeling where my shoulder blades are, pulling them back, right? When I come through this movement, I'm tracing the line in my body. So I'm actually, really what I'm paying attention to here is the feeling of my elbows sliding along my body, right? That's what I'm trying to work on here. So as I reset again, right? Think about my spine, think about my abdominal muscles tightening up, right? I'm focusing along the movement of my center line. So with this whole movement, I'm thinking about all of those things. And when I come back, what I'm really focusing on is the smoothness of that comeback. So now when I come out with this hand, I come out, and then from here, I feel the movement coming back. So all these things I'm paying attention to, right? And I feel the movement coming back. But going back to the idea of the Kawan, I was talking about before, is that this is just a way for me to start engaging with my body, just a way for me to start thinking about how I move my body differently. So as I feel, like for example, maybe I'll feel this sort of thing where my shoulder pitches, right? And I have a habit of over engaging my shoulders in the movement. So now I start to recognize that. So I feel where I'm coming from here. I start to work on changing my pitch, changing my angle, changing how I'm sinking into my movement, right? Paying attention to my posture through this whole expression of this simple movement, right? This isn't a very complicated movement. And I come back, right? So it doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter what style or background that you're coming from. That feeling should always be there, right? You're not just trying to learn how to do a move. Anybody can learn how to throw a punch. Anybody can learn how to throw a kick. But to really start developing, you have to keep practicing. There's a really great quote that I think about. It's from a Japanese martial artist named Sagawa Yukiyoshi. And he was a student of Takeda Sokaku. You don't know who he is. He's the guy who spread Aiki Jiu-Jitsu through the whole Japan, right? Aikido, that system developed from Aiki Jiu-Jitsu. So he was kind of the predecessor to that art. Sagawa Yukiyoshi is one of his senior students. So this gentleman had a saying, right? Which is, and I'm paraphrasing here, that in order to achieve a level of excellence in your art, whatever it is that you're doing, the first thing you have to be able to do, right? This isn't a guarantee that you'll get there, but the first thing you have to be able to do is to get out there and train as hard as you can every day. And that doesn't mean that you have to train like 3 hours. You know, people over-exaggerate. They think training as hard as you can means you have to get out there and train, 2 hours really hard, work up a sweat. Sometimes it can be that, but really it's about, as Sifu was saying before in the class, presence. You train with all of you there. So you saw what I was doing before. I was really trying to focus on all of these little movements, all of the feeling, all of the activity that's going on there, right? But even that in itself is a step to the next part of this whole process, right? Every level of your practice is designed to keep moving you forward. So if you think you're at a point where you've stopped, we're like, all right, I'm just practicing to move this way, or practicing to move this way, or this is the purpose of this form, or this technique. You've stopped, right? You're no longer really just sitting there and working with it. So what I wanted to just pass along today, right, in this little video, is to change the way you think about your training a little bit, right? To really not just do the moves, but to feel them, right? To express and to work with them. And that can be everything, right? Whether you're doing shadow boxing, whether you're doing, grappling, right? Jiu-jitsu, all these sorts of things, right? The best jiu-jitsu guys I have ever seen, they all roll slow, right? They know how to roll fast, they know how to roll hard, they know how to do all the joint locks and manipulations, chokes, submissions, all that stuff. But when they're practicing, most of the time they roll slow and they roll deliberately because they're practicing their movement, they're feeling their body movement out, and they're working on specific things that they're developing. And as they get to those things and they reach that understanding, then they move to the next thing and they keep growing, they keep developing, right? So when you practice, pick something, right? Whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is that you're working on, and just isolate that down, right? And keep hitting it from as many different angles as possible, right? With the Jack, Saga was saying, right? You want to attack it from as many different angles as possible, right? Whenever you're working on it as hard as you can at that time, right? Which means you're fully present, you're fully engaged, and you're bringing all of you to what it is that you're doing. And this isn't just advice for, arts. This is advice for whatever it is that you're trying to do. You're never going to get better without practicing, but your practicing will lead you anywhere if you're not engaging yourself through it, right? So one way that I find that helps me with that is just to slow things down. Slow and smooth, right? You hear that saying, slow is smooth, smooth is fast, right? So, whatever it is that you're going through, right? If I'm doing a form like our Shaolin forms that we have, right? If I'm just going through this movement, what I'm paying attention to is all of the little positions that my body is in, right? What am I experiencing? What am I feeling as I'm going through this? And I can even start to speed it up. I'm not really doing anything aggressively today because I have a couple of injuries that I'm working through. But even when you're going fast, you're still feeling, right? Those gaps, those stopping points, right? You watch people who, even if they're very technically good, you'll start to recognize when they glitch up, right? So like, if you go through a movement, let's say I do this right here, and I come down, even in these movements, I'm trying to pay attention to where my stopping points are, where my gaps come through, and where I'm starting to lose track of where the movement is, right? There are little gaps and glitches in there, right? And my job is to feel that out and round that out. And just like with the koan, right? The more I attack it, the more angles I come from, that's where the expansion, that's where the growth and development is going to start to come from, right? So if you want to take one piece of advice or one piece to work on, right? Even just this simple exercise here, right? Feel your center, feel where your center line is, where your core and your abdominal muscles are. Feel your stance and your grounding. Take a second and just lock it all in. So you're engaged with your whole body, right? I start to do this here. When you over-tense, you lose the ability to feel. So if I over-tense and I core down, I'm not going to be able to feel what my whole body is doing, right? And my brain is going to start to fill in the gaps of what it thinks should be there, and not recognizing what actually is there. So when I'm here, I feel what I'm doing. I line up my center and I just work on the movement, right? I work. I'm feeling where my hands are coming back. I'm feeling where I'm connecting, where my end point of the punch is, and how I'm coming back off that movement, right? What we call the energy wall. How I'm connecting to that energy wall and I'm moving back, right? And even if I'm not doing it correctly, right, I start to feel things differently, right? And that's going to help me expand what I'm doing, all right? So that's pretty much the video that I have for today. We will be putting more content out as things move forward. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to us. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed it.